1 phim hot T and number 7853, P4 Viet sub. High and number 7879, PS and number 297, on TR and number 259, NG, Moon Knight B and number 7843, N and number 272, and number 7865, PhD NG and number 432, and number 7901, ID and number 417, I, the Batman T and number 7853, P14, Viet sub TH and number 7843, THITNH and number 7841, Tran Tien H and number 7841, who rules the two. Top 60 Phim He, OM and number 7929, Trung, Han Siu Hot, M and number 7899, INH and number 7845, T 2022 Tren, Top 60 Phim He M and number 7899, INH and number 7845, T, and number 273, Ang Hot Tren Netflix 2022. Kungzum Phim L and number 7867, He, Han and number 273, and number 7897, NG Bomb T and number 7845, NM and number 7929, Phim Trui and number 7873, N Hin Han Chu and number 7889, C, Phim C and number 7893, Trang Trung Chu and number 7889, C, 3. Phim Han Chu and number 7889, C 2021 Hey Gay Chapter and number 7845, N and number 273, and number 7897, NG Man and number 7843, NH, Momo rating 5, 0, 1.301, 4. Phim Hot C and number 7853, PNH and number 7853, TCAC B and number 7897, Phim M and number 7899, I, Phim Hot Full HDV and number 7899, IT and number 7889, C and number 273, and number 7897, Load and Han, Kong Chapter and number 7913, Achu and number 7843, NGCAOT and number 7841, I Phim Hot. Zum Phim He TR and number 7921, C Tai and number 7871, NT and number 7841, IAPH IMHOT1.com.5. PHIM Hot, Zum Phim Online Bulletin and number 7893, IHOA NH and number 7841, CHO and number 7841, THO and number 7841, Adam by Eve Live, 2022. Adam by Eve Live, 2022. D and number 7909, CV and number 7885, NG Trong Toy Autumn Girl, 2021, Viet Sub, HD, 6. Phim Hotsum Phim Online Zing TV rating 5, 0, 1, 7. C and number 7853, PNH and number 7853, TM and number 7899, I45B and number 7897, Phim Han Chu and number 7889, C Hey Tren Netflix, Klook Blog 20 January 2022, K-Drama Chapter and number 432, Abaogi and number 7901, LAH and number 7871, T Hot. CAC M and number 7885, T Phim HY Kung Klook and number 273, I and number 7875, M Dan 45B and number 7897, Phim Han Chu and number 7889, C Hey Tren Netflix and number 273, Ang Lam M and number 432, Alam Jo M and number 7841, NGX8. Lo and number 7841, T Phim Trui and number 7873, N Hin Chin K and number 7883, Chapter, Netflix Co NH and number 7919, NG Cao Chu and number 7879, NH and number 7845, PD and number 7851, N and number 273, and number 7871, NN and number 7895, IC and number 7847, NNHI and number 7873, UH and number 417, NM and number 7897, TB and number 7897, phim M and number 7899, ICO TH and number 7875, K and number 7875, TR and number 7885, NLO and number 7841, TFIM T and number 7897, IPH and number 7841, M, FIM Y COA, COA H and number 7885, CVI and number 7877, NT and number 432, and number 7903, NGVAR and number 7845, TNHI and number 7873, UTH and number 7875, LO and number 7841, I9. Tag, FIM Hot, KENH14 FIM Hot, TIN T and number 7913, CHIN and number 7843, NHM and number 7899, INH and number 7845, TLUON and number 273, and number 432, and number 7907, CC and number 7853, PNH and number 7853, TLEAN T and number 7909, C, chapter and number 7911, and number 273, and number 7873, FIM Hot, M and number 7897, T and number 273, O and number 7841, NC and number 7855, T Trong NH and number 7883, P Tim L and number 7847, ML and number 7841, C, B and number 7897, FIM VI and number 7879, TRAM and number 7855, T Cock and number 273, I22N and number 259, M10. 40 Chepfim Hot YT and number 432, and number 7903, NG M Ton, The Maze Runner, Rio 2 Fim Jarhead 2, Lin TH and number 7911, Y and number 272, on B and number 7897, 2, 2014. Hung Mai, Chepfim, Hot Fim Con Air, Kong T and number 7863, C. Nicolas Cage, Film Cinema, Cinema Posters, Movie 11. 10 Trailer Film Hot NH and number 7845, T. Tuesday and number 7847, N. Tin T and number 7913, CM and number 7899, INH and number 7845, T24H Qua, VN Express 10 Trailer Film Hot NH and number 7845, T Tuesday and number 7847, N. Trong and number 80-20, Guardians of the Galaxy Vol 2 and number 80-21, N Humvee and number 7879, Binjap M and number 7863, T Chassis and number 7911, A Peter Quill, M and number 7897, TTH and number 7921, CTH and number 7875, V and number 7899, IS and number 7913, CM and number 7841, NHKH and number 7893, NGL and number 7891, 12. Su H and number 432, and number 7899, NG, L and number 432, and number 7899, T Fim, Zum Fim Hot, Viet Sub, Tui and number 7871, T Min, Loot Fim Com, Trang Zum Fim M and number 7899, I, Fim Hot, Fim Online, Viet Sub, Tui and number 7871, T Min and Han Chong, chapter and number 7845, TL and number 432, and number 7907, NG Full HD 13. TR and number 7885, NB and number 7897, Fim Hot Chi and number 7871, UR and number 7841, P Trui and number 7873, N Hin, 24H.18 April 2022, Fim Chi Rap 2022, GI and number 7899, ITHI and number 7879, UNH and number 7919, NG TAC PH and number 7849, M and number 273, I and number 7879, N and number 7843, NHG and number 7871, UR and number 7841, PM and number 7899, INH and number 7845, T, and number 273, and number 7863, CS and number 7855, CNH and number 7845, TC and number 7911, ATH and number 7871, GI and number 7899, IVAVI and number 7879, T Nam Trong N and number 259, M 2011.14. Top NH and number 7919, NG Phim Hoa NG and number 7919, Hotlen Song Trong Thing March 2022 rating 4.0.4.15. Phim Hot, Vietnam Nat D and number 7879, N Chu and number 7847, N Jeans, AO Coactum Mao and number 273, NCA Tin, L and number 432, and number 417, NG Zhong GOPM and number 7863, T Trong S and number 7921, Key and number 7879, NRAM and number 7855, T Phim B and number 7897, BA Nan, Glass, T and number 7889, I15/1.